How did I catch a new felony charge for allegedly assaulting an officer my first week in prison? Well, let's start at the courthouse right after the judge sentenced me to 22 months. So they handcuff me in the courtroom and take me to some back room. The officer that handcuffed me was talking shit to me like, I guess being a YouTuber didn't work out for you, or I guess you shouldn't have been putting videos on YouTube, something like that. Then they took me to the county jail. I'm gonna make a whole separate video on my 12 days in county jail. For now, I want to skip to my first day in prison at the reception center. So I get to the Orlando reception center and we all have to get naked and shower and get our prison clothes, and they run a bunch of tests on us, weigh us, we have to pee in a cup, all that stuff. So things took an unexpected turn at the reception center and I ended up getting in a lot of trouble there. So I get to my cell, solitary confinement at the reception center, and a CO walks by with a piece of paper with all the prison rules on it. He doesn't let me read it, he just tells me to sign it. So I'm like, can I read it first? He just signs it for me and walks away. So I've never been to prison. I'm in this cell, this empty cell with a toilet and a sink. I have no idea what's going on or what's gonna happen. I don't know the rules. For the first few hours, things were alright. Then some of the COs on the next shift, the night shift, started fucking with me. Like, they were harassing me, and I was trying to ask them questions of, like, just questions of what I'm supposed to do or how things work, and, like, they wouldn't answer me. They would just say something, like, basically, like, threatening to, threatening me. I didn't even know what was going on. I was out of it. I barely got to sleep in the county jail the 12 days I was in there. In the county jail, I will say they put me in a suicide watch cell. I didn't say anything suicidal, but I was in a cell with the light on 24/7 in the medical ward with inmates, crazy inmates in there screaming and singing Guns N' Roses songs in the middle of the night. Like, I barely got any sleep in the county jail. So by the time I get to prison, I'm just like loopy. I'm out of it. So eventually the officers on the night shift tell me to cuff up. That's when you put your arms through the confinement door and they handcuff you. You're supposed to immediately drop everything you're doing and cuff up. Of course, I didn't know this because I didn't even get a chance to read the rules. So they called the 5-man squad because I refused to cuff up. I'm like, fuck that. I'm not following orders. I don't trust these people. They might be trying to kill me. I'm not going in their handcuffs. Fuck that. I'll be in my cell if y'all need me. So I'm just chilling in the cell, not knowing what's going to happen. I'm not following any of their orders. They get the 5-man squad, these 5 big-ass officers. One of them has a big-ass shield. They charge in my room. I see them coming in my room. I'm out of it. I don't even know what the fuck is going on. I just remember I charged at all 5 of them. This is on video. It was evidence in my case in the felony I caught. I charged at them and got fucked up immediately. Like, they fucked me up. I'm running towards them and I remember slamming my head against the back of the wall. Like, they slam me up against the wall with the shield. From there, everything gets blurry. My memory, everything. It took months for my memory to come back for me to remember all of this. So I'm on the ground, not resisting at all, and they're yelling, stop resisting, stop resisting. They're punching me on the ground. They're beating my head in. They're kicking my head. They're fucking me up. So this happened like multiple times. They were charging in my cell, and every time they charged in, I'm like out of it. I don't know what's going on. No one's explaining to me what's happening. I think in my head, I'm like, these officers are trying to kill me. These people are trying to kill me right here for some reason, whatever. I'm just in like survival mode. My adrenaline's kicking in. Like, I just remember like basically they kept charging in and fucking me up with the shield. Like slamming me and shit. So my memory gets blurry. I wake up at FSP. I wake up in a different prison. I got transferred to Florida State Prison. I wake up in there in medical, and the officers. I just remember being so thirsty, like, I felt like I was gonna die. I had never been that thirsty. I'm like covered in injuries, fucked up from the reception center. So when all that went down in the reception center, that's when they accused me of assaulting all these officers and spitting in their faces. They gave me a bunch of disciplinary reports, and that's what landed me on CM. So that's why I went to FSP and got transferred there. But when I wake up at FSP in the medical center, I'm trying to go get some water from the sink, and they're just spraying me with this orange gas, these orange chemicals. I don't even remember what the chemicals are called, but it like burns your eyes. You can't see straight, you coughing, you can't breathe right. Like, they're spraying me with the gas. And I remember one of the nurses yelling like, stop, let him get some water, let him get some water. And they just kept spraying me with that gas. Yeah, they fucked me up with that gas, and then they kept beating my ass. They took me to the shower in medical, and they kept just punching me in the face. Like, this tooth I have is fake. My front tooth, they knocked it out. That's one memory I have. I remember my tooth just flew out of my mouth. They kept punching me in the face. So, they also put me on property restriction, which is where they take all your property except for your boxers. They take your clothes, they take your mattress, your blankets, your pillows, everything, and they leave you in like the cold ass weather. I'm pretty sure it's illegal for them to do this now. I think the law's changed since I got out. But they'd put you on property restriction. They put me in a cell with a broken window, so it was freezing cold. In the November, December, January weather, they put me on property restriction multiple times. My first few months in prison were really rough. Like, some of those COs had it out for me. They wanted to basically torture my ass. Like, I was going through it in there multiple times, getting jumped while I was handcuffed. Multiple times they're just fucking with me, giving fake disciplinary reports. When I'm out of it, like, I have head injuries, like amnesia. I don't even know what the fuck is going on. They kept fucking with me. They put me on the management meal. Like, it's a meal they give you. It's a loaf of bread with like weird carrots and shit like baked into it. You just eat a piece of bread for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I did that for weeks straight. They kept putting me on the management meal. Basically, they just fucked with me as bad as possible. One captain told me they sprayed me with the gas one time, the orange gas. They sprayed me with that gas while I was unconscious and didn't wake up, and the captain said he thought I was dead. Like, he told me this months after it happened. So yeah, I came close to dying in there. They kept just beating me and fucking me up, and they were doing that to multiple inmates, but I got it really bad when I first got there. But beating inmates is regular shit to them. Like, those COs I almost died. I'm lucky I made it out alive. But my first few weeks, first months were really rough in prison. I woke up on CM like, what the fuck just happened? Like, these people just fucked me up. And eventually my mom, I was able to get some letters to her telling her like what was happening, and she called the head of the prisons in like the beginning of February. It was January or February. She called like some of the top people working in the DOC, and they came and investigated. And of course, they covered up the investigation. All of a sudden, all the video footage went missing. Like, they definitely covered that shit up. They said they were investigating for months, but then nothing came up. But like, they covered that shit perfectly. Like, they took me and beat me in the showers where there's no cameras. There's some grimy ass COs working in there, and they're like a brotherhood. They all cover for each other and have each other's backs. They fucking hated me, but I survived. And after my mom brought the heads of the prison down on them, they left me alone for the rest of my sentence. Like, never got in trouble again after that. It was smooth sailing. They had to stop fucking with me. Like, if your people call in and really get the head people to come investigate, they had to leave me alone because she called such high up people. But like, the first time I tried to contact my mom, they saw the letter and they took me to medical and surrounded me and threatened to beat my ass. They didn't beat my ass right there, but they threatened me to. They're like, you better not be trying to get us in trouble, boy. Those COs are dirty as fuck in there, man. But I made it out alive. I'm gonna make more prison videos soon, and I'm gonna talk about the night that I caught my case when I stabbed that guy. Since I haven't been able to talk about it all these years, I'm gonna talk about it soon, make a video and go into detail. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Have more prison videos coming soon. More new music coming soon. Appreciate every single person. Thank you. Please like, comment, subscribe. Is Zeus.